Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another video session by yours truly. So this is the second installment on our two-part video series on types of sentences. Make sure that you watch the first one, which was simple and compound sentences, and then you watch this one, okay? This is going to have to do with a lot of things we've mentioned in the classroom. We're talking dependent clauses, independent clauses, subordinating conjunctions. So make sure that you're well versed in that lingo before you start watching the video. Just review your notes so it's not too confusing. And if you have any questions whatsoever, remember, always send me a WhatsApp message and I'll try and answer as fast as possible. All right, so without any further ado, let's get started with complex sentences. First, we have to ask ourselves the most basic question. What's a complex sentence? A complex sentence is just a sentence that has one independent clause and at least one dependent clause. Okay, so we're going to start talking about dependent clauses this time. Here we have the structure. So we have the independent clause that we mentioned, and then we have the dependent clause that we also mentioned. They can be more than one, so we added the S right there. It can be 2, 3, 4, 5, you name it, as long as we have one independent clause. So we're going to write down an example on the bottom. It says, I went to the store, and then we have, we needed bread. There is a word that we're going to use here, which is because, and this is going to link those two ideas together. I went to the store because we needed some bread. So this word right here is the key word. What's this? What do we call this? You might remember this one from the presentation in class. We call these subordinating conjunctions. These are the words that are going to grab an independent clause and change it into dependent. How so? Well, let's check it out over here. This is a list that I shared with you guys on the PDF. If you don't remember, make sure that you ask me for the PDF. But these words are all subordinating conjunctions, and we can use them to make an independent clause into a dependent clause. Here are some examples. I went to the store. This is an independent clause. This is a complete idea. And then we have because we needed some bread. This is the example that we mentioned, right? If we say because we needed some bread by itself, it's not a complete idea. Just imagine somebody coming up to you and saying, because we needed some bread. That really doesn't sound too complete. You're gonna probably be left clueless, like, what are you talking about? Because you needed some bread, what? What did you do? So that is why this is a dependent clause, okay? If we have the subordinating conjunction right there, we're gonna change it into a dependent clause. A dependent clause, remember, it's a clause that cannot stand on its own. It doesn't make sense without something else. It depends on another idea, okay? And what we have right there in circle, because this is basically the subordinating conjunction. If we have the subordinating conjunction right there, we do not use a comma. Why don't we use a comma? Because the subordinating conjunction is already acting as the glue that's going to join these two ideas together. Okay. Now we have another example over here. It's the same one, but this time we might see a difference. That's the difference right there. When it was my mom's birthday, I went to the store because we needed some bread. So here we can see an example that has more than one dependent clause. The first one is when it was my mom's birthday. Again, if we say this to somebody without adding some more information, it does not make sense on its own. When it was my mom's birthday. I mean, yeah, what did you do? What happened when it was your mom's birthday? Complete that idea, sir, please. All right, so that's how we can see that a dependent clause is not going to flow by itself, right? We need more information there. And what I want to point out here is the use of commas. You guys might see a comma right there, right? So if we start with a dependent clause, like in this case we did, and then we move on to an independent clause, there's nothing to join these two together. After birthday, I automatically start my subject. There's nothing to join them together. So we're going to need to add a comma. But remember, if we have the independent clause like we have right there, and then we have the dependent clause, in that case, we do not need a comma. Okay? And that's basically it. That's all the information we have on complex sentences. Hopefully, you guys understand a lot more this time. If there is still, like I mentioned, any questions at all, let me know and I'll try and help you out. Also, if you want me to record a video explaining dependent and independent clauses, let me know and I'll be more than happy to do it for you guys. All right. But for me, that's going to be all. I will see you in class. Take care and have a wonderful day. See you guys.